Good morning and welcome to Inside Texoma on this Sunday morning. I'm Melissa Kakarika, and today we're talking about an event that's for all you runners out there. It's called the Duel, and I am joined by Sandy Munson, the race director, as well as Linda Knox from the Wichita Falls Runners Club, and Kobe Stiles, who is the head MSU cross country and track coach. So welcome, you guys.
Thank you.
So for those of us who have not heard about the Duel, explain to us what it is.
Oh, it's an awesome event. There are 6 events in one day, 2 10Ks, 2 half marathons, and 2 full marathons, and you get to choose what surface you run on. You can either run on the world famous dirt Wichita Trail, or you can run on the beautiful Wichita Falls paved trail. And the really awesome thing about the Duel Marathon is if you're fast and you want to set a personal best or even a Boston Marathon qualifying time, you will have the opportunity to do that on the marathon on the paved trail because it's a certified course.
And there are different lengths, right, depending on how much you want to run.
Yes. There's a 10K, is a little over 6 miles, a half marathon, a little over 13 miles, and then a full marathon, which is a little over 26 miles.
So you can kind of pick what's best for you. Now, I understand this is your 6th year, so how did this come about when it first started back in '09?
Well, we have an event on the Wichita Trail in August on Hot and Hill weekend, and that's part of the triple threat. But the athletes get to run either a 10K or a half marathon on the Wichita Trail, and so many people love our trail, they suggested that we host a marathon here. And it was our local runners that suggested it because it's so great to have a marathon in your hometown that you can run. That way you can sleep in your own bed and eat in your kitchen, eat your normal oatmeal, and then go out and run a marathon and have all your buddies out cheering you. You can have your family actually drive around to different points and clap and cheer.
And you mentioned the Boston qualifier. Now, is that something, Kobe, that you're involved with?
I guess you could say so, but I just think it's great to have such a fast event for someone like myself who had had to travel 2+ hours to get an event like this, you know, in Dallas-Fort Worth or Oklahoma City or Austin or even out of state. So having a Boston qualifier here in Wichita Falls would have benefit, you know, runners like myself to qualify to go run in a special event, you know, in Boston. My brother is one of those people that got to run in the Boston Marathon, so, you know, that's definitely a goal. So what better place than Wichita Falls to accomplish that? So that way I can, like Sandy said, sleep in my own bed, eat my own food, have family out there cheering, because when you're out there racing in those big events, say in the Metroplex area, nobody knows you. And so having that support is just very critical when you reach mile 20, 21, 22. And so, yeah, I'm very excited to have an event like this in town.
And Linda, I imagine there's a lot of people from the Runners Club involved.
Yes, and we love that we have all the options for the events, and both the dirt trail and the circle trail. And as both Sandy and Kobe have mentioned, we love having our families and our friends, and the paved trail actually goes through all the different parks. So Lucy Park, Hamilton Park, Lake Wichita, and we get to see them along the way and not have to travel out of town is wonderful. And we like that we get to make the suggestions, and Sandy takes those suggestions and she makes the changes, so it's a wonderful experience.
Let's talk a little bit about when it's going to be going on. It's in January, right?
Yes, January 17th. It's always the 3rd weekend in January. Or for local Wichitans, it's the weekend before the pancake feed.
Oh. So get in shape so you don't feel so bad when you go eat the pancakes, right?
Exactly.
How can everybody register if they want to?
Well, we're on runreg.com. That's runreg.com. And, or you can go to the Duel Facebook site. It's DUEL, spelled like an epic battle, not like two. But there's also registration forms on our Facebook site, or you can go to the Wichita Falls Runners Club Facebook site for information on how to sign up.
And there are different fees, I'm assuming?
Yes, for the different distances. But with the fees, you know, you get a lot of stuff. For just entering, you get a long sleeve tech fabric shirt, like Linda has on.
Modeling right here.
And when you finish, you get a short sleeve technical shirt and a finisher medal. And everyone that finishes gets a finisher medal, even the short course, even the 6 mile, the 10K course. And that's a very unusual thing. I like bling. I run a lot. I run a lot of marathons. I like to, you know, have stuff around my neck, and we just thought it'd be great to give the 10Kers such a cool reward as well.
Absolutely. And we have some items here that we can kind of show you to give you an idea of what you will be getting with those registration fees. So I'm guessing this is the finisher shirt right here, correct?
Yep. Uh-huh.
We'll hold this up for everybody. And again, we get this just for finishing, right?
Yep, just sticking it out and crossing the line. There's no time limit. Just walk if you need to.
Okay, and then the medals are here as well. These are different medals for different things, I assume.
Yep. So yes, these are the age group awards that are on our left. When someone runs the Dallas Marathon, there's probably 50,000 people in that event, and you have almost zero chance, unless you're a Styles, of winning an age group award. But here, you have a pretty good chance because there may only be 20 people in your age group. And depending on which event you're doing and what age group you're in, you have a pretty good chance, a really good chance. I love to go to marathons that are small because I can win something in my age group.
Just makes it a little more fun, and it's a little more almost inspiring and encouraging to keep doing it, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Now, is this geared toward any specific person or type of group? I mean, do you have to be a big avid runner? Can you come and just walk at your own pace? I mean, what does it appeal to?
Oh, it's geared for anyone. You can walk. We've had people that walked the entire marathon before, and oddly enough, some of them go faster than the people that try to run.
And we love it because you have the 3 different options. You have the 10K distance, you have the half marathon and the full marathon, and then again you have those options on both the dirt and the paved trail. So anybody can come out, and then a lot of people use the half marathon as their warm-ups to get ready for a full marathon.
Well, I want you to tell everybody why they should participate if they're sitting at home on the couch going, I don't know. Tell them why they should come and do it.
As runners, we love all the distances, we love the trails, and we love the fact that the money stays here in town.
Absolutely. And we're going to talk.
Absolutely, yes. That's big on my end because some of the proceeds help fund my cross-country and track team. And my athletes are the ones handing out the finisher medals or the age group awards at the end of the race. So come out and support us because, you know, like Linda said, it stays in town, and our runners could use some new pair of shoes.
And it's so great when you're doing the run as just a regular runner. You may not have the speed to get one of the medals, but the cross-country and track girls are out there cheering you on because you'll pass by where they're at, and then you get your finisher's medal, and they're so encouraging, and it's wonderful.
It's just a great spirit. It seems like it's just a great time, right?
It is.
It is.
We're going to talk a whole lot more about the Duel and what it supports. I know we just mentioned that it all stays here in the community. There's a lot more to talk about, so stay tuned to Inside Texoma. Good morning and welcome back to this episode of Inside Texoma about the Duel, a running event that is coming up on January 17th right here in Texoma. Once again, I am joined by Sandy Munson, Linda Knox, and Kobe Stiles, and we're talking about the race, of course. And we're getting a bit of a runner's perspective here because all of you are going to be participating, right?
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about some of the benefits of this. You know, we talked a little bit before about it. It's for anybody. So maybe if you aren't sure that you want to run in a bigger race, this would be a great opportunity for someone, right?
It is, because there's not as many people that will run it, so you can kind of get used to the distances, how it is to run with other people, make friends that you can run with. And for the cost, it's a wonderful thing because you get so much from the race registration fee.
And it is relatively cheap compared to other races in bigger cities, right?
Absolutely, yeah. We just paid about $145 to do a race in a big city, and that was the cheapest that we could get into that race. And the early registration fee for the marathon, for our marathon, was only $75.
And you get to stay at home, as we mentioned before, no hotel, no food. So it's just relatively cheap in general.
Yes, it's very inexpensive. So it's very family friendly, and that's what we try to keep everything is family friendly.
And for new runners, having the volunteers at all the stops for you, they're just so excited to have you out there, and they'll cheer you on. And so if you're not quite sure if you're going to make it to the finish, you have them along the way to push you.
Yeah.
And I think that having a smaller, intimate setting like this, even though we want to see this event grow and get bigger, but nothing like what you see in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, Austin, or the Oklahoma City Memorial Marathon. You know, that might be some people's New Year's resolution is to complete a half marathon or a marathon or even just a 10K, because there's a lot of people that just want to get out there and exercise but too intimidated to go to those larger events. Well, this right here can help jumpstart that, to help you get your confidence up, complete a distance that you had a goal, and then maybe drive towards a bigger event, and then come back next year and try to beat your time. So.
And I imagine when you've been to some of those bigger races, it is intimidating. That's just what is so great about this race.
Yes, absolutely, because sometimes you can get lost and just scared to death when you have thousands of people that are just going and just swarming it, and sometimes you're intimidated, and especially if that's their first time. And so something like this, a little smooth transition into the events, and have fun. So because the volunteers, the people that are going to be out on the course, I mean, that's what makes this event so great, is everybody is out there from the very first finisher to the very last finisher. And so, and you don't see that a lot of other places. And so we're out there having a good time all day.
Almost like a runner's community. Always better to run with other people, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And that's kind of something that the Runners Club is looking for, right? Is for more people to come and join.
Absolutely, and this is a good start because people can come out for any of the races, and then we hope that they'll get used to running and want to come out and run. And so if they'll join the Wichita Falls Runners Club, we have a Facebook page. And so we run in different groups. We have a donut run on Saturday mornings that starts at United Market Street at 7 a.m. And we have runs in the morning at 5 a.m. We have a running group. And we'd love anybody to come out and just keep that going, because the Duel being in January, it can be one of your New Year's resolutions to get in shape. And so then you can join the Runners Club and keep on running. And as Kobe said, beat your time next year.
Because running in a group, I mean, is so much more beneficial than out there running by yourself. Days, you know, like this morning when it is cold, having someone there or a group to keep you accountable, because there's going to be some days when you don't want to get out there and that bed is staying, you know, is pretty warm. But when you're meeting a whole group of people that are going to do the same thing and be that encouraging, it's just more motivation for you to get out there.
And from the Runners Club, since we get together as groups, when we come out together for the Duel, it's just so much fun because you see everybody you've been running with. We all have goals, and you're going to have somebody there to help you along the way.
And now with this going on for the past 6 years, what kind of feedback have you gotten from people? I mean, do people come to you and say, wow, what a great event? I mean, what do you hear from people who have participated in the past?
Oh, from the runner's perspective, we love it because you have so many options, and because the volunteers are so supportive. You don't go any place that you don't have people cheering you on, or you have the water stations. And so from our perspective, it's wonderful.
You know, having this small setting, I mean, it's almost like the Cheers version of a marathon. You want to go where everybody knows your name. And so, you know, we're the volunteers, the fans, the family, everybody's out there, you know, from the first finisher to the last. So even if you're scared that you don't want to finish last, we're still going to throw you a party as soon as you cross the finish line. I mean, there's food, there's drinks, there's fellowship, there's music. I mean, it's fun. So people that do not need to be scared, you know, finishing last, or they have to walk, because there's going to be a lot of people in the same boat that are going to be right there cheering you on and helping you through it.
We have a friend of ours that came from out of town. He wanted to run his first full marathon, and we encouraged him to come here because it was a small race. And he came, it was about 4 years ago. And since that time, he finished the full marathon. He has now done the triple threat at Hotter than Hell. He's gone on to be a half fanatic, which is someone who runs several half marathons. And he just had a wonderful time.
Well, it definitely sounds like a great time. We are going to talk a whole lot more about the Duel right after this break on Inside Texoma. Welcome back to Inside Texoma. We're taking an inside look at the Duel, a running event that's coming up here in Wichita Falls. And it's not just for the runners, it all helps the community as well in various different ways. So explain to us what benefits this has.
Well, we keep all of our money here in town, and we split our proceeds between the two different trails and the Midwestern State University track and cross country team.
Yes. So come out, more the merrier. But no, having the support of the Duel to help buy shoes, help with travel, get us to meets, entry fees is huge, because cross country and track is one of those unsung sports that nobody really gets to watch. I mean, we don't have very many home events. We don't charge admission, like basketball or football. So, and we have practice, before the sun is even up, 5:30, 6 a.m. So we're one of those sports that's in the trenches, just trying to keep our head above water, and have an event like this that can help catapult us to meets to find nationally ranked events, teams, because our girls, they're good. They're very good. I hate to toot my own horn, but the girls are very, very good, and I'm very proud of them. And being able to travel to events with the funding from this race just does wonders for our program. And getting people from outside the community to come here, they might have a daughter or know somebody who's a runner that might be interested in coming to Midwestern. So, yes, everybody come out.
And of course, your cross-country and track teams work so hard too. It must be nice for them to get a little recognition, get the extra support and financing, right? Just from a morale standpoint, I would think.
Yes. Oh, the girls love it. They look forward to this every year, because they're the ones handing out the finishers' medals, and just the look on some of these people's faces when they come and put the medal on their necks, I mean, it's priceless. And plus, when you're a guy and you're trying to struggle around and you see, a cute girl, you get a little bit more perked up. But no, they love it. They love having the support, and, just people out there knowing who they are, because there were times when they didn't even know we had a cross-country or track team. And so having this recognition is wonderful for our program.
And now, as you mentioned, it is split between that and the trails. So explain to us the other half of it now.
Well, we have the two trails that we support, the paved Circle Trail and then the Wichita Trail. And the Wichita Trail takes an amazing amount of money, because there's always a bridge breaking, and we don't get that many grants. We're all volunteer based, so it takes a lot of money to support the Wichita Trail. And it's really a diamond in the rough here in Wichita Falls. You can hike, you can geocache on it. Scout groups use it for, plant identification. Lots of runners and walkers and mountain bikers, and it's free, open to the public when it's dry. But it's all done with volunteer labor, and a lot of the volunteers bring supplies, lumber to fix a bridge. But other than that, Streams and Valleys, my nonprofit, we fund the trail. But we have this tractor, and he breaks all the time, and there's lots of equipment. There's a huge upkeep to all the equipment and the trail. But we're glad to do it, because it's such an awesome trail. A lot of people in Wichita Falls don't know it exists, and they're really missing out. It's incredible.
So of course, a lot of great work for the dirt trail there, and then once again, it does help the Circle Trail as well. Explain that.
Well, the Circle Trail, as you know, goes almost all the way around the town. That's the goal, for it to go all the way around the city. But the Wichita Falls Runners Club and the Duel have both donated funds that have gone into mileage markers that they're erecting this winter on the trail. The Runners Club donated money many years ago for a water fountain at the dam. But the Circle Trail is an amazing asset as well here in Wichita Falls. If you want to run and train or ride your bike and get ready for hotter than hell, you don't have to fight the traffic. You can get on the paved Circle Trail.
So some great causes there. You were going to say something.
Yes, well, Sandy was mentioning all the activities on the dirt trail and on the Circle Trail. While it's a lot of runners and bicyclists that are out there, so many families use it as well. When we go on runs and we see them out there with their kids and they're going through Lucy Park, and so it's fun to see everybody utilizing the trail.
And I know one of the things you guys are really proud of is the fact that everything stays here in the community. Talk about how important that is to you guys, that you are benefiting your community.
It's very important to us to keep all of our money local. We try and get our shirts local and our awards local, and every bit of our profit goes back into the community, to those two trails and to the MSU team. Every penny goes back into town. None of it goes away.
And I think that's very important, because there are some events where some of the proceeds might not stay in Wichita Falls, maybe very, very little percentage, if any. So having it all stay local just helps the growth of Wichita Falls and the economy, and just getting people here in town. Not only the university, of course, or both trails, but just the local businesses. Because when those runners finish, they've got to go eat somewhere. They got a hotel to stay at, and so just keeping it all local in Wichita Falls just helps the community thrive.
And it's so wonderful for the Runners Club because it improves the trails for us, but then as I mentioned, for the families here in this community. And so as a community member, I love that the money's here.
Absolutely. I'm sure a lot of people are really happy about that. We will recap how you can sign up right after this break. Welcome back to this inside look at the Duel, a running event going on in Wichita Falls. Once again, I'm joined by Sandy Munson, Linda Knox, and Kobe Stiles. We've been talking about this event for the whole show. Let's recap what it is and how people can register.
Well, it's the Duel. That's 6 events on one day, January 17th. You can choose from a 10K, a half marathon, or a full marathon on either the Wichita Dirt Trail or the Wichita Falls paved trail. And the full marathon on the paved trail is a Boston qualifier.
Okay, and there is a website to go to register, right?
Yes, you can go to runreg.com to sign up, or you can go to either of the Facebook pages, the Duel on Facebook or the Wichita Falls Runners Club, and there's registration information on those Facebook pages.
And you want people to like those pages in general, right?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Talk about what you can find out there.
Well, we can find when we're doing the runs. Linda and some crazy friends run at 5 a.m.?
At 5 a.m. and we start at Sykes Lake, and we just do different paces, different mileage, and then we also have the donut run on Saturdays from United Market Street, and we just get out there and train because we all love to run. And as a matter of fact, we were out there this last Saturday in the sleet and snow. How many times do you get to say you get to play in the snow while you're running? And so we'll post information about training runs, and so people know where to find us. And then on the Duel, we'll list things because, again, the Duel's coming up pretty soon. People can get training out there, but then we can train for the rest of the year for next year.
And on the Duel Facebook page, I imagine they can find everything they need to know about the event, right?
Oh yes, maps and how-tos, and if you have a little nagging injury, you can post a question about that, and then someone like Kobe will solve all your problems.
And now if you kind of sign up late, make your mind up late, can you register day of as well?
Absolutely. You can walk up and register the day of.
Different prices, so all that on the Facebook page, right?
Yes.
All right, and you guys must be super busy preparing. I mean, it's really less than a month away.
It feels like it's tomorrow. Yes, we've got shirts ordered, we have awards ordered, we have numbers coming in. It's crazy. It's almost like Hotter Than Hell, but on a slightly smaller scale.
Have you guys been preparing for it for quite a while, I imagine?
Oh yes, months and months.
So it's definitely something we want everybody to get out there too, right?
Yes.
All right, well, thank you guys so much for coming on Inside Texoma this morning. We'll let you get your running shoes back on so you can get out there and train, right? Because you got to train for
Absolutely.
a running event.
Oh yeah.
We thank you for coming on to get the word out, though. I'm sure a lot of people are going to sign up for the Duel.
Well, we sure hope so.
And thank you for tuning in to Inside Texoma on this Sunday morning.